Fitness video diary. Today is my first video diary. Today I went to the gym at a different time. I went to the gym at 1:30. It was quiet when I arrived, but after about half an hour, young kids started coming in from high school across the street. I will try that time, probably just because it's a different time and I want to try something new. My workout was good today, as usual. I never call any workout a bad workout. Today was very good. Why? How do I rate a good workout as a good workout? Would be that I'm able to connect deeply to my body and that I'm able to discover something new about the connections in my body. Today, I felt the posterior oblique line. So the connection between the back of my right shoulder and my left lat, and vice versa. You have an X across your back and your front. In the back, it's called the posterior oblique line. So this helps with transverse movements where you're rotating in different planes. Walking, throwing are two big things, running. So that goes into, that's an important connection for me. A, because it felt amazing, but B, because I need that line to be able to stabilize my pelvis. So I have been working on stabilizing my pelvis, and there's a lot of muscles that feed into your lower back where the SI joint is. It's called the thoracolumbar fascia. Now, the thoracolumbar fascia is like a train station, and it's like Grand Central, let's say. So it's Grand Central, you got a lot of different trains coming in from all different tracks, and they connect in one central location. It's obviously a very important area. So I have a rotational problem with my pelvis, which means that I just have a lot of trouble stabilizing my pelvis. So that means I have a rotational issue, an oblique imbalance. I have a lot of imbalances from, long story short, there's just a lot of compensations I'm becoming aware of that they're being revealed to me. So my compensation revealed to me recently that I was stuck in a right rotational pattern. Actually a left rotational. Okay, so it would be a right rotation of the pelvis, and then a compensatory turn of the rib cage, and also a compensatory turn of the muscles in the shoulder blades. And it messes up your neck and your jaw. It's terrible. It's kind of like it's called functional scoliosis, or functional leg length imbalance, pelvic rotation. It's a bitch, however you want to call it. So I had that, and I struggled with that for like 10 years. But it's been amazing lately. I just go into this like K-hole of focus and concentration at the gym with my headphones on and my favorite psychedelic music. And I just get in the zone and I get dialed in, as my client says. And it could be anywhere. I'm comfortable working on it anywhere. So my workout today is the fourth time I've been back at the gym after Bean's playing with tissue paper. It's the fourth time I've been back at the gym after a almost 3 week deload week. It's because I deloaded my car. My car was in the shop for 3 weeks. So I didn't go to the gym. I didn't have a loaner car. So I didn't go to the gym. And I looked at it. Of course, it was a challenge. It was something different, but I always look at it. Anything that's a sudden change, you challenge your ability to adapt. You always want to be able to adapt quickly. to many different situations that life can throw at you. So I began working out at home again every day, and I did take a deload week. I wasn't joking about that. So I did greatly decrease the intensity of my workouts. I also decreased the resistance because I have 15s and 20s, and I did curl some of the 15s and the 20s, and do presses with the 15s and 20s, and chest presses and squats and whatnot. But I didn't do a lot of them. I probably only did a couple sets, when normally I would be doing that like 3 or 4 times a week. I'll be working with heavier weights up to the, like to the 20s in terms of dumbbells. I've done 25s. Anyway, I do more than that, but other pieces of equipment, I'm kind of bop around the gym. So I returned. This is the 4th time I've been back after a 3-week hiatus. And I feel so dialed in from that deload week. I feel like I took the opportunity to let my body go through a cycle of whatever it needed to do to kind of like be able to reset and move into the new me. I feel like it's a very transitionary period. So I turned my car being broke down into a spiritual advancement period. And this is how you have to do in life. You always have to see silver lining. Everything is a lesson, yada yada. So gym diaries, good workout. I connected to my posterior oblique line. I also felt all those compensations I was describing about functional scoliosis, where you have a pelvic rotation, which basically, so usually it's like from 2 different areas in your spine being tight. So if you can imagine the lower back, most people have a tight lower back, and maybe you have a tight lower back, particularly on one side. Like you always get a knot in one side of your lower back. One of my clients has this, and we're working it out. He actually developed spinal stenosis, and he has this chronic knot. He does self-massage and massage and blah, 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 but the knot is so damn persistent. So basically the body has kicked into a kind of like a constant spasm, because there's instability in the way that he is stabilizing his body. Something is not working and not doing its job. So that muscle has to do a job it's not supposed to do. It gets tired, it gets pissed off and angry, and it just cramps up. It's basically trying to like create stability by getting tight. So your body will stabilize you and get you from point A to B and get you to do what the brain wants it to do. But at what cost? Your brain says, run this program. Your body's like, aye, aye, Captain. It goes to your motor neurons and says, okay, fire this pattern. Get her up the stairs. Fire this pattern. Get her off the floor. Fire this pattern. Like, get her to carry the groceries out in the parking lot. Get her to pick up the kids. Get her to scrub the toilet. Whatever you have to do during your life. These patterns will kick on and get you the job done. But the problem is that you maybe don't know that it's not the right program. Maybe you're trying to run, I don't know, like the PC, Windows on a Mac or something like that. But because that's not a good analogy. But basically you're making, your body's kind of making mistakes. I don't want to call them mistakes. Your body is, all right, let's put it this way. How do we form those connections to our body that give us our default, that give us our compensations? Let's ask this. Where do compensations come from? How do they happen? Is it our fault? Are we clumsy or lazy, or are we unathletic? Are we careless? Are we slumpy and slouchy? Are we overly excited? Are we shy? Are we confident? Do we tend to lean on one hip when we're waiting in line? Do we tend to get really stressed out, or are we feeling like we're always under a deadline and we tend to just want to be in our heads, get the work done, and we feel like clenching our jaw, clenching our shoulders, just to focus on getting the job done? Or are we depressed? Are we not taking action in our lives? Are we feeling stuck? Okay, all those things can play into the creation of compensations, as well as injury, as well as family history, how you grew up, the conditions you grew up in, emotionally, physically. Did you feel safe or not? Did you have a trauma, a physical trauma, an emotional trauma? What are your cultural backgrounds? Did you grow up sitting cross-legged on the floor, or did you grow up sitting in a chair? All of these things can influence how your body shapes itself. So the cool thing about the workouts that I do is basically my objective is to try to go into my mind and tell my body, okay, we are no longer running this program, this old program. We're doing an upgrade by consciously taking control of the programming. So you're you're running a program, but you're also becoming the coder. So you're using kind of a metacognition to rewire your body so that you can avoid the problems that arise with these default compensations. So when I work out, I'm always looking to reveal my compensations, areas of weakness, like standing on one leg. Obviously, that can be really hard, just standing on one leg. I couldn't do it without feeling like I was straining in one area, feeling like my ankle kept kind of going in and out, wobbling side to side like that. Arch collapsing. Arch wasn't strong enough to hold me in position. I wasn't connecting up to my adductors and up to my glute medius to stabilize my pelvis in a neutral position. I was hiking my hip. I was rotating my upper spine. I was uneven in my shoulders. Jaw and neck were tight. So those things, every movement I did, it revealed something about existing compensation, a default, a program that I wanted to go in and rewrite. So I reveal them in every workout. I reveal them, and I have to just relax, and I have to focus. Focus and concentration are huge